You're listening to the Core Factors audio library, spoken versions of Core Factors articles and research. This piece is titled Empowering Managers, Overcoming the Challenges of Delegation and Managing Up. The following narration preserves the original content and context of the written article.
Empowering Managers, Overcoming the Challenges of Delegation and Managing Up. In complex organizational settings, challenges around delegation and upward communication consistently impact both managerial effectiveness and employee engagement. These aren't just communication breakdowns, they are strategic obstacles that limit team performance, stall innovation, and reduce morale. Research from the Harris Poll reveals that nearly 69% of managers feel uncomfortable when delivering feedback, assigning responsibilities, or navigating difficult conversations. At the same time, DecisionWise reports that nearly one-third of employees avoid upward communication due to fear of negative consequences. The result is a disconnect between leaders and teams that stifles growth. Core Factors addresses these communication barriers through its proprietary social dynamics model. This framework equips managers and employees alike with practical tools to enhance clarity, trust, and collaboration in both downward and upward communication. The result is a more empowered workforce, a more agile leadership culture, and stronger organizational performance. The importance of clear delegation and managing up. Delegation is a critical leadership function that drives team effectiveness, employee development, and operational efficiency. When done well, delegation builds trust, sharpens accountability, and frees up leadership bandwidth. But when done poorly, it results in confusion, redundancy, and disengagement. Similarly, managing up, the practice of employees proactively communicating their goals, needs, and challenges to leadership, is essential for alignment, problem-solving, and creating a culture of shared responsibility. When upward communication is strong, employees feel safe expressing feedback. Leaders stay informed, and teams function more cohesively. Yet achieving consistent clarity in both areas is a persistent challenge. According to Gallup, effective communication between managers and employees can triple employee engagement levels. Despite this, many organizations lack the systems, shared language, or training needed to support these interactions effectively. How social dynamics facilitates effective delegation. The social dynamics model offers a framework for aligning delegation practices with the cognitive and communication preferences of team members. It identifies 4 interaction styles. The 4 social dynamics styles. Mover. Movers are action-oriented individuals who respond well to clear, direct instructions with a strong emphasis on outcomes and timelines. Involver. Involvers are collaborative communicators who benefit from participatory dialogue and clearly defined team roles. Mapper. Mappers are analytical thinkers who thrive when given detailed plans, data, and structured guidance. Integrator. Integrators are reflective processors who prefer thoughtful discussions that connect individual tasks to broader organizational goals. When managers delegate in ways that align with each team member's style, the result is greater clarity, reduced friction, and stronger task ownership. For example, giving a mapper a broad, undefined assignment may lead to inaction. Overloading an involver with one-way instructions may disengage them. By tailoring delegation to match style, managers eliminate ambiguity and foster mutual understanding. Enhancing upward communication through social dynamics. The social dynamics model also empowers employees to manage up more effectively. Understanding their own style allows employees to adapt communication strategies that foster better relationships and stronger performance. When communicating up to a mover, employees can highlight progress, outline next steps, and request quick decisions to maintain momentum. With a mapper, they can structure updates using logic and analysis, preparing detailed reports that speak to strategy and execution. With an involver, they can initiate regular touchpoints that support open dialogue and collaborative planning. With an integrator, they can offer synthesized updates that provide insight into team dynamics, risks, and collective progress. Aligning upward communication to managerial preferences not only improves clarity, it also builds credibility, mutual respect, and psychological safety across teams. Practical guidance for implementation. To embed social dynamics principles into everyday operations, organizations should invest in targeted training programs for both managers and employees. Managerial training can include regular sessions focused on scenario-based learning. These sessions teach managers how to tailor delegation to each style, recognize communication breakdowns, and adjust in real time. They equip leaders with tools and language to assign work clearly, check for understanding, and support follow-through. Employee empowerment workshops can help employees identify their own interaction styles, understand how those styles affect communication with leadership, and learn tactics for managing up more effectively. These sessions encourage reflection and open conversations about preferences, expectations, and feedback norms. Building these skills across the organization fosters mutual understanding, accountability, and adaptability, key ingredients for performance and retention. Tracking success and continuous improvement. To ensure long-term impact, organizations should track the effectiveness of their delegation and managing up efforts using both qualitative and quantitative metrics. Feedback surveys can assess employee perceptions of delegation clarity, manager accessibility, and psychological safety in upward communication. Performance metrics can monitor execution quality, rework frequency, and time to completion for delegated projects. Engagement and retention scores can reveal whether clearer communication correlates with improved morale, reduced attrition, and higher manager satisfaction. Together, these data points create a continuous improvement loop that helps leadership refine practices and address gaps in communication dynamics. Strategic empowerment through clarity. When managers are empowered with a clear understanding of cognitive styles and communication preferences, delegation transforms from a stressful task into a streamlined leadership function. Expectations become clearer, performance becomes more consistent, and teams operate with less confusion and greater focus. At the same time, enabling employees to manage up effectively transforms traditional top-down communication into a more dynamic and inclusive dialogue. Trust increases, information flows more freely, and employees feel more engaged and valued. The social dynamics model gives organizations a practical, scalable way to enhance both downward and upward communication. In doing so, it bridges the gap between intention and execution, creating a culture where clarity drives collaboration and communication becomes a shared strategic asset. In today's fast-paced and highly interconnected work environments, communication makes all the difference. Core Factors Social Dynamics equips organizations with the tools they need to turn that differentiator into a sustainable advantage.
This concludes the audio version of this Core Factors article. You can read the full written version and explore related research at corefactors.com.